The Ys series is the most criminally underrated action RPG series of all time, especially because it's been there since 1987, so it's been 33 years of this amazing series. Today, I'm going to rank them all from worst to best, but only the ones that got an official English release. Alright, let's begin! Alright, the worst out of them all is Ys Strategy on the Nintendo DS. I already covered this piece of trash quite recently. If you want to watch my review of it, I'll leave the link in the description and at the end of this video. The only reason I'm ranking it is because it is, sadly, an official Ys game. Thank goodness it's just a spin-off developed by another company. Next up, Ys 3, Wanderers of the Ys. There are many versions of this game out there, the TurboGrafx 16 being the best one. I say this without including the full remake on the PSP because I would rather treat it as a separate game. If you want to delve into the 2D side-scrolling action but can't find a way to play the TurboGrafx version, both the Genesis and Super Nintendo versions are decent as well. Expect a brutally hard game, unbalanced, with Adol running out of control from left to right. It's fun in its own way and it delivers a fulfilling challenge at least. Although since the PSP remake is a far superior version in every single way, none of these original versions can be higher on the list. Coming right up, Ys 1 and 2. This is a tie between the very first two games, also released on several different systems. The PSP enhanced ports are the best ones out there in my opinion. Unlike Ys 3 and its remake, these play almost exactly the same no matter the version. Honestly, Ys 1 and 2 are just as good and it's hard to decide which one is better. Luckily though, they're usually bundled up together, and I gotta admit they do feel like one game cut into two parts. After all, Ys 2 is a direct sequel taking place right after the events of its predecessor. Here you can transform into monsters, which is cool, but other than that, there's barely any difference in terms of graphics and gameplay, which is why you could say it is indeed one game cut in half. Next on the list, Ys 6, the Ark of Napishtim. This one changed everything for the series. Honestly, it was a before and after because it was now a 3D action RPG with hack and slash elements. That's right, no more side-scrolling and no more bumping around. I really enjoyed this game and I still think it's very underrated. However, it is extremely hard with some really annoying dungeons here and there. Plus, constantly going back and forth between areas without being able to teleport directly to them was a pain in the ass. Other than that, it's a promising challenge, highly addictive like pretty much the entire series. The PSP version is good, but it's the worst out of the three, so I suggest going after PC or PS2. A great game, but because of the aforementioned issues, it can be higher on the list. The fifth place goes to Ys, the Odin Felghana. Alright, so this is the remake I was telling you about, which means plot-wise is the same game as Ys 3, but with more story content, characters, and all that jazz. Why I said it was far superior is because it's more pleasant to play. Still an unforgiving pain in the ass when it comes to difficulty, but at least here you can play on easy and very easy modes. Everything about it feels great. The controls, the action, the pacing, even the platforming in 3D. The music rearrangements on Ys 1 and 2 for the PSP were mind-blowing, and this remake rocked me even more. Because if there's one thing all Ys games stand out for is the soundtrack. Anyway, might be a good idea to play both the original and the remake just to see the differences. Next up is Origin. Once again, we meet with chibi characters, fast-paced action, great controls, and metal themes galore. I think it's a better game because it's longer, with more than one playable character, and overall, with a more compelling challenge. Plus, it's got this charm that I can't seem to explain without mentioning Unica, the female heroine here. Once you beat her route and the other guy's route, you will unlock a third protagonist. That alone is reason enough to praise the replay value this excellent game has. An extra plus is the multi-platform experience, since it was released for PC and several modern consoles. If you played Felghana and thought it was awesome, then Origin will definitely blow your mind as well, perhaps even more. Next on the list is VIII. I placed this one really high on the list because it took most of the good traits the older games had and did it better. This time we got a full action RPG that wasn't short but average, above the 20 hours mark. It was also the first one to include playable party members. I'm not sure if I've said this before, but I wasn't a fan of Ys before I played this game. It's the one that got me into the series, the first one that I ever beat. It made me wonder what the hell had I been doing all this time not giving the others a chance. That's how special this game is for me, and that's why I'm also ranking it so high. Number 2 goes to Ys, Memories of Celceta. You think because Ys 7 is so special to me, it wouldn't have to compete against Celceta, but it does for a simple reason. I think this game just plays better. Just like 7 did with its predecessors in a notorious improvement, Celceta did the same with it. I'm not sure if anybody has done this, but if you play these games in order of release date, you clearly start seeing how they became better every time. In Celceta, once again you had playable party members with a gameplay similar to 7 but much faster and less clunky. The sense of exploration was bigger, graphics were smoother, and it just had a lot of personality. Falcom truly is a company that learns from its mistakes and strives to make things better with each entry. And on number 1, of course, is VIII, Lacrimosa of Dana. I'll spare you the details as you already know I'm a hardcore fan of this entry. Before it, the entire Ys series was more of a hidden gem than anything. Sure, most of them are still underrated, but thanks to Ys 8, they gained some very well-deserved popularity. I thought Falcom was going to humbly improve once again with a better game, but my god, it never occurred to me that it would far surpass all my expectations. This is what it feels like when all the hype you went through before playing a game really shows off. I love all the other main titles in this franchise, but Jesus, not a single one comes even close to this masterpiece. Fuse Ys 7 with Memories of Celceta and the result will still be far behind it. Lacrimosa of Dana is honestly everything a true action RPG should ever be like. This franchise is seriously the most historically important action RPG series of all time. Like, it's done so much, and you've seen in this video how much it's evolved, how much it has changed for the better. So please give this game series a chance because it's honestly amazing. Anyway, that's my ranking. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time!